And that's what the film is. Looking into her eyes and wondering kya ho raha hai.
So with Rakesh sir, you have 6 months of rehearsals and 6 months of readings. And with Anurag sir, he probably finishes 10 films in 6 months.
We made a t-shirt called the script and the script.
वो अपना ऊपर वाला है ना, अरे लोमड़ी की तरह आता है और खरगोश की तरह भाग के चला जाता है। पता नहीं करता क्या है।
Hi guys, hello to all the residents of the internet. I will try my best to not choke during my introductions of the three guests we have here. We have with us the principal players of the Netflix film show Paisa Bolta Hai. We have with us Anurag Kashyap, we have Roshan Mathew, and we have Saiyami Kher. Guys, welcome to Inuth.com.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Anurag, I mean, what is this love affair with the city of Bombay, and how do you keep managing to, mine these like tiny observations? Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first film that you haven't co-written.
No, this is like the third. This is the second film that I have not written. First was Man Mar Jaya. This is second film. So,
What was the experience of working with Nihit Bhavre and his script? Like, were you like
Nihit is very interesting. Nihit actually has been one of my finest collaborators because, see, whether or not I have written the script, I can't make a film if I don't feel that this is my film. And Nihit is generous enough to allow me to feel that. Because I would say that let's do this, and he will fight with me, and he'll still be there. He never walked away in a huff, saying that, what do you mean by that? This is my script. Why are you changing this? He would sit, argue with me, reason it out, see it, and we'll arrive at something. And not for a moment I felt like abandoned or guilty. He never made me feel like that.
Right.
The only time he made me feel guilty was when I was not making the film. After that, when I started shooting, he never made me feel guilty. And
so basically?
He's such a good collaborator that we have worked on my next film also. He's also written my next film. Like, for me, it's very important that my writer has that kind of a trust in me. It's almost like a marriage. And having been a writer for so long, when I used to write films, I used to write the film and hand it over to the director and step away and let the director make the film or interpret the film. After that, I never got into the way of the filmmaker. But today I deal with a lot of writers who just come in and they're like, this is what it is. And it becomes very difficult for me because when writers write in, camera moves like this and then you do that, I'm like, don't give me instructions. Just tell me the story.
Right.
So all those things. And plus, I like my writer to be with me in terms of casting, in terms of the world that we are creating, because the world is Nihit's more than mine.
Yeah.
That Bombay, that middle class is more Nihit than me. So I want Nihit to be there every step of the way to correct me if I'm not there. And I will not listen to him when I'm adamant about something. So in both places, he was there with me. We made a t-shirt called the script and the script. So there's a t-shirt.
Saiyami, the next question is for you. I mean, starkly different second Hindi film after Mirzya.
Mm-hmm.
What did you notice in terms of method? These are two very established directors, Rakesh Prakash Mehra and Anurag Kashyap. What's your takeaway from the respective sets? It's like what is the difference? What is one key difference that you can list about their approach towards filmmaking?
I've actually been very lucky to work with two filmmakers that I really, really enjoy watching their films. Rakesh sir's style of working is polar opposite to Anurag Kashyap's style of working. So with Rakesh sir, you have 6 months of rehearsals and 6 months of readings and 20 costume tests and 40 recce's, and he's very rehearsed with what he does. And with Anurag sir, he probably finishes 10 films in 6 months. So the difference is we finished shooting Choked in 24 days and he finished editing the film in 26 days. So he's someone who works at supersonic speed. The one common thing that took out from a Rakesh Mehra and Anurag Kashyap set is both my directors said, don't take yourself so seriously. And acting is just one part of the process. Actors get so serious and make themselves so important, which I feel is a very wrong notion. And I feel that we finally look a certain way because our writer Nihit Bhave has written us in a certain way, because our DOP has shot us in a certain way, because Anurag Kashyap has a certain style of getting performances out of us. Our costume team has made us look a certain way. And then there is the 20% what an actor does. So I think both with Rakesh sir and Anurag sir, it just kind of was really non-filmy, the set, which I enjoyed the most. And I really hope I get to work with more directors who are so sorted in their own way. Of course, there's lots of other learning with AK. His style of working is to be, in the moment. He kind of doesn't believe in giving us too much time to read scripts and too much time to rehearse. And actually, we didn't do any readings and rehearsals. So with him, it's more what comes out in when you're spontaneous. With him, you get to improvise a lot, which is a lot of fun. And when you have actors like Roshan, you have actors like Amrita Subhash who give you so much to do. It's a very, very exciting process.
How good is Amrita Subhash in the movie? I just had to point it out. Roshan, next, the question is for you. I mean, what a way to get started with Hindi films, huh? I mean, starting with an Anurag Kashyap film, what is one takeaway that you're going to be taking from the sets of Choked? Like, what is one lesson, if you can?
I sort of felt really liberated working with Anurag sir. There was a lot of freedom that I experienced doing this because I didn't work the way I usually do. I've done a few films, so I've done very few films actually. So I don't. It's not like I have a set process or a method that I follow for everything. But whatever I was doing before Choke, he asked me not to do for this film. He asked me not to prepare as much as I usually do, not to spend as much time thinking about the scenes that I was going to shoot the next day as I normally do. He asked me to just turn up and be there and be in the moment and do what comes to me organically. Especially after the first couple of days of shoot, I guess, when he realized that I was comfortable enough with the language to not necessarily spend a lot of time reading the script. So I really enjoyed doing that, and I really enjoyed picking up little hints about the character from the tiny throwaway things that he would tell me about one particular moment in a scene or one line and the way I was taking it. So I just sort of formed my idea of Sushant around it and then went with the flow. And it wasn't as anywhere as stressful as any other shooting experience for me, and I think that really is my takeaway, to work in as relaxed a manner as I did on Choke. I guess it's not like I've been able to do that in every film after Choke. It also requires a lot of trust in the director and the team that you're working with, which also doesn't always happen. But I know that's very close to ideal for me, to work without stress the way I did in Choke.
We'll just wrap this up with one final question. Since the film is about ambition, what is one thing in your bucket list that is driving all of you right now? It could be playing a role, it could be working with someone, it could be making like this one particular story. If all of you could just like go one by one. We'll start with you, Anurag.
Me, nothing. I'm constantly thinking of new scripts and I'm only thinking of it. I'm not writing them. So I'm thinking of new things, but I'm not putting pen to paper. I'm being very lazy. I was very excited first month, but now nothing. I just look out of the window. Roshan.
Roshan, do you want to go next?
For me, it's been the same for a long time now. With the lockdown, I'm just waiting for things to go back to, can't say go back to normal, but things to resume. I carry in my mind always a list of people that I want to work with, and that's always been there, and that's what keeps me going, I guess.
Do you want to give us a few names? Just drop a few names. One name. I don't know.
No.
Okay. Fair enough. Saiyami, what's one thing on your bucket list?
Similar to Roshan, I have a list of makers who I really want to work with. Rakesh Mehra and Anurag Kashyap were a part of this list, and I really hope I can work with them again. And besides that, the list is longer. That's one thing. And the second thing is to have dinner with Roger Federer and discuss the 2008 Wimbledon final.
Not the 2019?
No, that's too heartbreaking. I'm not over it yet.
Thank you so much, guys. This was a good chat. All the best with your film. Thank you so much for this chat.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.